And welcome back to the Jason Show Home Edition. Our next guest, we became friends when he asked me to do a really great project that I'm very proud of, actually, in 20 years of television. It's one of my favorite things I've ever done. We'll get to that a little bit later. But please welcome one of the partners in Emagine Theatres, my good friend Jon, joining us from Michigan. Good morning, Jon.
Good morning.
Jon, let me just start with, we'll get the non-fun stuff out of the way first. The obvious question, how are you doing? How's the company doing? How are your team members doing in light of the shutdowns and what we're facing right now?
We're doing, you know what, we're doing okay. The initial shock of everything, I think, is the same as it was for everybody. And the first thing is we're all healthy. No one's in the hospital. So thanks for that, to, knock on wood. And that's the first and most important thing. As far as the company, we're just trying to do everything that we can every day to quote a movie recently, do the next right thing and just get to the other side of this.
And let me piggyback on that, Jon. In your opinion, and I respect you, and I love the company for obvious reasons. I think you guys run great theaters. What does that next step look like? I mean, and I'm sure that's an ever growing, that's an organic question that you. But what is it looking like as you're sitting there in your home in Michigan? What does the next step look like?
The next step is to figure out how to reopen. And, what's going on with the governor in Minnesota, that date might be coming really soon. And so we really need to balance out two things. We want to be back in business. We want to be showing people movies. We want to be making people happy and let them escape all this stuff. But at the same time, there's the health and issue that's going on. And how do we do it safely? The most safe that we possibly can while still letting our guests be entertained. And that's really what we've been working on every day.
Jon, what's been the biggest, because I know, and you are in the restaurant business too. I just showed some video of your concession stands are basically restaurants within a movie theater. I've talked to a lot of restaurant folks. What is the biggest challenge? Because I think when people hear, we can reopen, they think, well, that's good news. And it is, but there is so many, and I know you know where I'm going. There's so many layers and so many, it's a very nuanced thing. Yes, it's great we can open, but what about, the 6 feet apart? I mean, do you get rid of bar stools? Do you, what's been the toughest challenge to navigate within all of the layers that come with reopening in this new environment?
I think the toughest challenge is, what does it look like, for people to sit and enjoy a movie and to be 7 feet apart? We think we could do it maybe 7 feet apart, 6 feet apart. But really what we're going to do is we're going to listen to what the experts tell us that we need to do it safely. And then we're going to try to do one better than that and to make people feel comfortable. And we're also going to talk to our customers and see what's most important to them. I know for me personally, I love going to businesses that have hand sanitizer. I can just put some on my hands. It makes me feel better, whether it works or not. Or when I go to the grocery store, I use it and it just seems to do my little part with a mask. But we're going to take a look at everything, and we're going to talk to our customers, and we're going to listen to the experts, and then we're going to formulate what our plan is, and we're going to move forward, and then we're going to keep moving forward until we get back to normal.
Are you optimistic, Jon, as far as the normal? I mean, I know for me personally, I'm a big Disney World guy, and I love movies. I'm going to go not only to support the economy and good folks like you and Emagine, but for you, are you optimistic? Let's talk about the fall, which is probably the next round of big movies. There'll be some probably in late summer if we open up. But are you optimistic that there will be kind of an urge to have a communal experience after these months of isolation?
Oh, yeah. It's supply and demand. I mean, the supply right now is very low, and the demand to get out of our homes and to do fun things is very, very high. And so once we're able to do that, I think people are going to flood back to restaurants, movie theaters, sporting events, anything where they can be part of that social experience of enjoying things with other people. And I think 2021 is probably going to be one of our best years.
One of your best years.
Through of a transition phase to figure out how to get there.
Yeah, and I also think that you guys and theater companies that build theaters like you guys do are in a great position because, correct me if I'm wrong, and I've been in your theaters many times, you already kind of distance us. You distance customers from each other within the auditoriums for our comfort. Am I right on that?
Yeah, all 9 of our buildings in Minneapolis, we actually already have taken out 60% of the seats. we took out 60% of the seats and put in luxury recliners. So you already took a capacity of an auditorium and it's already at 40%. And so then if we go further, I think that we are going to be able to create a very safe environment where people can socially distance, enjoy their movie, and not be in harm's way.
Jon, talk to me about, again, as I said a few minutes ago, you know the business. I respect you as a business guy and Emagine as well. Your thoughts on the universal fight with certain theaters as far as releasing, I believe, what was it, Jon? Trolls?
Yes. Trolls.
Your feeling on that?
Well, my feeling is that was a very specific case on a very specific movie, but there's always been tension between distribution and exhibition. Exhibition being movie theaters, distribution being movie studios that make the product. My personal feeling is that everybody needs to do well. We're all it's an ecosystem that needs everybody to benefit, and we need to talk about the models that will benefit everybody. A piece of content like Trolls can live in a theater for only a couple months, and then it can live online and at home forever. So there's room for both, and the studies have shown that people that consume content at home are the same people that consume it in the movie theater. So it's not really competing. What I compete with is I compete with out-of-home entertainment. I don't compete with in-home entertainment. And so that individual case was right at the beginning of a pandemic. Of course, things got a little out of whack, but every other studio has committed themselves to the theatrical model. And all of the movies, I mean, Warner Brothers and Disney with Tenet and Mulan sticking on the schedule, they're doing everything possible to support the exhibition community. And we're going to do everything possible to support them as well.
Jon, I was reading, I think it was in Forbes, talking about the future of retail and the things that will change forever, that will not go back to the way it used to be, and some positives. What are some things that you see in your business that you think will change and will change for the better and stick around, whether it's contactless, concession stand? What's one of the things that you think you're going to change and will probably stick around forever?
Well, I mean, I think it's going to drive us. We've always had this goal to let technology take away any type of friction in the movie-going experience. And that's no waiting in line, no, having to do anything that's inconvenient. We call it the owner's experience of just walking in and being able to have the entire experience as easy as it possibly can be. So yes, I think this might accelerate some of that development into our technology, and it will get the customers' habits more used to the technology. The technology's been there. We've had it. Just people haven't really used it because it hasn't been a habit. And I think that might change for the positive. But going to the movies is going to remain, pretty much the same, because I don't think it was anything I think it was something great to begin with. And I think once people can go back and do it again and consume product again in that environment, they will.
Yeah, I do. I think on that route, I think one of the things that's going to remain from this time is we are yearning for communal experiences. And I'm glad, because I love my home entertainment system, but it can't recreate the experience, the social experience of going to a movie.
No, my theater, we spend close to $200,000 per auditorium to have the best sound system, the best seating, the best picture and sound. I don't know that many people whose home theaters spend that kind of money for that type of experience.
Yeah.
So I still think we call it fidelity. And the worst fidelity starts on your phone. And then as the screen gets bigger, it's higher fidelity. We have the highest fidelity out there to watch content. And I believe people enjoy that experience and they'll continue to come back for it.
Absolutely. Jon, as always, thank you, my friend. I'll be there supporting you as soon as the doors open.
Great.
Thank you for your time.
We're going to open soon, and especially our AXE facilities in Monticello and Eagan might be open in maybe in a week or two. So come check us out. I'm excited to see everybody again.
I am too. Follow him on social media. Jon, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Jason.
We're going to take a break, everyone. We'll be back right after these words.